Everyone thinks credit card fees are just a small business expense. They're actually a tax on commerce itself. Walk past this register receipt from 1985. See that carbon paper? Manual swipes, no networks, no fees. The merchant kept every cent. But that world didn't scale. By the 1990s, Visa and Mastercard had wired the planet together, and somewhere in that infrastructure, a toll booth appeared. Today, every time a card touches a reader, 3 separate entities take a cut before the merchant sees a dime. The accepted story is simple. The card issuer, your bank, charges a fee for the risk. Visa and Mastercard charge for the network. The acquirer processes it. 3 layers, 3 fees, everyone's protecting themselves. Reasonable, right? The math even checks out on paper. Interchange alone runs 2 to 3% of the transaction value. But here's the pivot. That risk justification doesn't hold water when you look at the actual fraud rates. Credit card fraud sits around 0.1% of transaction volume in developed markets. The fees, 3 to 4%. The math doesn't match the stated problem. What's really happening is something older and more systemic. Visa and Mastercard aren't payment processors. They are networks, and networks have a peculiar power. They set the rules and the prices. The card issuer needs access to Visa's rails, so they pay. The merchant needs to accept Visa to survive in modern retail, so they pay. It's not a cost structure. It's a rent extraction system built into the plumbing of commerce. The real cost isn't fraud protection or network upkeep. It's the absence of competition. For decades, merchants had no alternative. They couldn't route around Visa. There was no opt-out. That's why small businesses absorb these fees into margins, why prices creep up, why cash discounts quietly exist in the margins of commerce. The system persists because it's invisible. You don't see the fee when you pay. The merchant eats it. Regulators in some regions have tried caps. The EU imposed interchange limits in 2015. Elsewhere, the fees remain untouched. The toll booth is still there. It's just hidden in the architecture. Understanding this matters not because you'll change it alone, but because it reveals how entire industries can extract value without producing it. Merchants didn't choose this system. They inherited it. And every time you swipe, you're participating in a structure that was engineered decades ago and locked in place. This video is for educational and informational purposes only and is not financial advice. Always do your own research. Subscribe to uncover how other invisible systems shape your wallet. New deep dives every 2 weeks. This video is for educational and informational purposes only and is not financial advice. Always do your own research.